John T for the Boxing Voice, and I'm pleased today to be joined by Idris Virgo, a middleweight contestant.
The one and only.
The one and only, yeah, and a Love Island contestant, which I'll come on to in a bit. How you doing, Idris?
I'm doing fine, I do not agree with the weather, I would say. I do miss the nice villa in Love Island, nice sunny villa. Obviously, that's 2 years ago, but I'm not a big fan of this weather, but I'm doing all right, surviving.
No, it's pretty crap at this time of year, isn't it, to be fair? So, where are you from? You're from Birmingham. What part of Birmingham are you from?
Yeah, Birmingham, near Moseley, near the city centre.
Moseley, okay. I've got family.
So, yeah, so I'm city boy, you would say. I'm a city boy.
Good stuff. Well, like I said, we've not had you on before, so tell us a little bit about yourself. What got you into boxing?
It's a hard thing to say. When I was young, I wouldn't say I got bullied, but there was a guy who was threatening my sister, threatening myself. We got into like a little altercation. He picked up a wooden stick, hit over my head. Obviously, I was young, so I was crying, bawling. Went back to my mum. We had to move from, that was out in Handsworth, so we had to move from Handsworth all the way down to like Moseley just to get away from all that trouble. Done a bit of kickboxing to start off with. My dad realised I like to get hit and I like to hit back. Realised I was really quite aggressive. And then from there, I just joined the gym down DNA. That's down Sturchley in Birmingham. And I was 15 when I started boxing. So I was on and off boxing at 15, doing a bit of weights for the doors because that's when I got older. Done a bit of weights and done some white collar fights.
Good.
And then after the white collar fights, turned amateur and then sparred a couple of pros. I was putting my hands on a couple of pros. I thought, why not turn over pro and get paid? You know what I mean? And then that's it. And now I'm here, done a bit of TV work, reality TV. And now I'm the superstar of boxing. I'm the one and only, what everyone wants to talk about. What can I say? It's worked out.
I love the confidence, mate. Superb. So tell us a little bit more about the amateur bit. How many amateur fights did you have? Did you have a lot or was it short amateurs?
I'll say it's quite short, quite a few amateur fights. Froze. Still there?
I've got you, mate. I can hear you.
Oh.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, sound. I say I had quite a few amateur fights. I got robbed twice or 3 times at amateur, went to the championships. So I thought from there, I knew my style was more towards the pros, the pro kind of thing. So I decided to turn over pro. But what I realized, when you are an amateur, it's easier for you to get signed by promoters because everyone believes you got to have a fantastic amateur pedigree to go far in boxing. But I don't really believe that. You could learn on the sport and you get experience from sparring, and that could turn you into a top athlete. So yeah.
So when did you turn pro?
I think it was 2017, about 2 years ago.
So did you have a couple of fights before you then went into TV?
Yeah, before I went to TV, I was already a pro. That's what people get confused. Before I went to Love Island, I was already a boxer. Love Island's boosted my profile. But yeah, so I was a boxer way before Love Island. But he helped out 100%.
That's what I thought. Okay, well, before I come back to the boxing, the Love Island, a lot of our viewers will watch that. It's a very popular program. As you said, that's probably opened a few doors for you, is it? What was the experience like being on that show?
Oh, experience was out of the world. Loved it. As I said, I was in the sun, had birds around me. The food was quite decent. I'm not a fussy eater. It was just a great experience. It made me realize how powerful TV is. By being a Love Island, it builds yourself a profile, and that's what you need in boxing. You need the character, you need a profile, and in Love Island, that's the kind of thing you do. You build a character, and you're around cameras, and you're just being yourself, just chatting up birds, and that's what I like doing. Surprisingly, I'm still single, so if any beautiful women out there watching this, drop sliding into my DMs is always open. This is always open. Just send a hot and cool glasses, and I know you're cool.
I love it. Superb, mate. So, but you are right. I mean, if you look at Tommy Fury, all right, he got his name as well, and his brother's obviously Tyson. But the popular, I went to, not the last fight recently, but the back end of last year, he was on the Dubois undercard, and I was at the press conference and the weigh-in, and he was getting more attention than Dubois, and Dubois was like the main fight, but it was all Tommy Fury, but mainly at the time because of a bit of Love Island. So definite some attention off TV, mate. That'll only help your profile. What it might also do is bring a different kind of fan to audiences. You know, like I know AJ hasn't been on Love Island, but AJ is a totally different celebrity. Whenever I've been to AJ fights, I've sat down and there's like rows of women next to me, and I'm like, this isn't boxing, it's totally different. So hopefully you can bring to it. Cool.
I agree, because you got Mayweather v, is it Logan Paul now?
Yeah, that's been announced. Yeah.
Yeah, so I might just fight his brother, Jake Paul. Like, what's going on? Jake Paul, if you're watching this as well with Logan Paul, like, send the contract, let's get it on. If you're gonna fight someone like Mayweather, fight me as well. Then I'll fight your brother. Well, yeah.
Good stuff.
You just got to bring different audience to the boxing.
Yeah, it is a different audience. And do you know what? There are some cynics out there, the diehard pros, if you like. I have heard at Idris where they go, oh, you know, Billy Joe's on an undercard of, was it Logan Paul and KSI, that they shouldn't be the main sport. But it probably brings in different fans. I mentioned this on a video the other day, so some of the fans will get bored. But my oldest son never watches it. But as soon as he knew that there were YouTubers on there, he's like, oh, I watch boxing with your dad. And that is an example of where it will bring a different market. So, right, well, look, we'll let them know that you want to fight Jake Paul, get you on the undercard, right? We'll see what we can do.
100%, get me on the undercard. I'm there. I'll knock the guy out.
I like it. Right, well, let's bring you back to the boxing world then after Love Island. So your record now for the fans, you've had 8 fights, you've had 7 wins, you've had 1 draw, you're fighting at middleweight. So you're definitely starting to make a name for yourself and a bit of a prospect. And you're fighting next Friday on the Shakan Peters Craig Richards undercard. Is that right?
Yes, I'm fighting this Friday.
Or was it this Friday? My apologies.
No, and next Friday.
Would you know what? I saw on BoxRec, mate, that you had both down on there, and I was thinking, I don't know whether that was meant to be on there. So tell us about it then. You've got 2 fights lined up. Do you know your opponents?
I don't really know my opponents. As I said, I call them numbers. So this will be number 9 and then number 10. We'll just see what happens. Like, I will be going for the knockout, but at the same time, I think I'm going to bring back some of the sweet science of boxing for these 2 fights to show people what I can do. Now, because I'm stepping up to more of the levels, I want to show people what I can do on these next 2 fights. Show them a bit of the movement. Show them a lot of the jab. Because we just recently, these 2 fights that's been on BT, those are the jabs have been winning the fight. So I want to show people that I've got a jab as well. So yeah, I'm looking quite forward to it.
Well, your promoter's Mick Hennessy, am I right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so I'll be signing a long-term deal with Mick Hennessy. I believe he's going to be taking over Channel 5 with the boxing. I think he's coming back in now. Due to this whole COVID situation, I think more people are locking into boxing now, watching it on TV. So yeah, I'm glad that I'm signing with Mick Hennessy, and I think my future's going to be bright with him.
Well, I'll be honest, mate, what a vote of confidence that he's got you on back-to-back TV cards already, even not knowing what happens in the first fight. That tells me that he thinks he's on something special there. So good luck there. Obviously, you don't know the opponent. So looking at the middleweight scene, obviously, I don't want you to get running ahead. You don't lack confidence. But before we start talking about maybe world titles and stuff, domestically, did you watch Denzel Bentley win the British title against Mark Heffron?
Who are they?
I love it. I'll take it that as a yes, but you think you can beat both of them, yeah?
100%. The reason I'm dropping onto middleweight because I could carry my power down to middleweight, and I believe I could be knocking out all the middleweights out there. Super middleweight, there was a bit bigger. I had to have more power. I could have stayed at super middle, but I thought, you know what, let's drop to middleweight, demolish the middleweight division, and then step back up to super middleweights, and then demolish that super middleweight division, and then call it a day. So any of the middleweights out there, make sure they're tuning this Friday because there's a new boy in town. And his name is the one and only, the body breaker, Idris Virgo. Oh my gosh. That's what everyone's going to be talking about, me, not them. But yeah.
If they're giving out world titles on confidence, mate, they should just whack you straight on that Mayweather undercard for a world title fight. Well, look, I'm really keen to see where you go. I've seen a little bit of highlights online that I've seen of you before. It's great to have you on TV. And I didn't know it was back-to-back weeks, so I'll be watching with interest. And as you said, if you can get up to 9 wins and 1 draw, and then start going for some domestic opponents, I'm sure the future's bright for you, mate.
Yeah, the future's 100% bright. People are going to remember this interview, and they're going to be like, he did say, and he did like back up his words, and mark my words, I will back them up, and the future is really bright, really bright.
Well, what I'll do, hopefully, if it's all right with you, once I might even be not this weekend, the following weekend, we might be able to get back there because at the moment, for a lot of the journalists and that, it's difficult to get in because of COVID rules and stuff. But I might even get to see you. If not, maybe in the new year we'll come and see you down the gym. Where do you train?
Down Sturchley, next to Bourneville train station.
Bourneville,
not too far from city centre. Yeah, so I'll drop you the address. I'll give you the address, and you could come down.
Top man, we'll some footage on the pads and stuff like that because the fans love that. Well, good luck this weekend. I don't think you need luck by your confidence. And
there we go. This I like when people just let me do what I'm doing and not wishing me luck. Is, you know what I mean? I get the job done, and I will be getting the job done.
Quality, mate. Right, we'll catch you soon. All the best, Idris.
Okay, sound.
Cheers, buddy. Bye bye.
If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.